Some musicians you like because their music speaks to you. Other musicians you can just appreciate for what they did for music as a whole. Ozzy Osbourne is of the latter category to me. The only Ozzy Osbourne song that I really listened to when I was younger was Dreamer, simply because it was on the radio the entire time. As I grew up, I came to appreciate him for different reasons. I always just thought he was some singer, the guy that bit off the head of a bat for some reason, always seemed pretty scary to me. And as I grew older, I came to realize that guy is actually a sweetheart. He seemed super nice, high all the time, and allegedly he didn't know that it was a bat. He thought it was a sandwich or a plushy toy or something, which when you look at some interviews with Ozzy Osbourne isn't too far-fetched. He very well may have thought it was a sandwich or a plushy toy. The album I wanted to listen to today is called Paranoid by Black Sabbath. That is the band that he was a part of. And yeah, let's see. Was he really an incredible musician? Was he simply a pioneer on the field of metal music? As I got older, metal became one of my favorite genres, and he was one of the icons, the people that the whole genre started with. So I'm excited for this. Let's see. First song has two names. If I understood correctly, one of the names is War Pigs, the other name is Luke's Wall. It goes, oh my god, almost 8 minutes. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's see. Okay. It's finally over. You know what, there's something that I just dislike. In the rock and metal genre, but more on the rock side of things. I mean, this was the beginning of metal, but some people feel the need to fill their music with guitar riffs, guitar solos, and man, I feel like if the riff isn't catchy, if it doesn't add anything substantial to the song, then it's just, oh look how I'm playing guitar, you see me playing all these notes, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. I seriously don't give a shit about your guitar, man. Take the guitar solo of Don't Stop Me Now from Queen. I feel like that one adds something substantial to the song. It's not just a fill-in, it is not just random notes. From a composition perspective, that adds tension and release to the song where it was due. In this song, I feel like, oh my god, feels like a teenager who uses a guitar for the first time, and they seem to just want to impress some girls at their school by strumming some random notes. It was terrible, man. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, for fairness sake, the band was popular in the 70s. There weren't a whole lot of other metal bands out there, compared to today anyway. If you have Led Zeppelin and Elton John and all these kind of singers, Marvin Gaye, I feel like listening to Black Sabbath might be a welcome change of pace. Finally something that is a little bit more aggressive. There wasn't Slipknot back then. So it would be fair of me to rate these songs according to the time when they came out. But I don't give a shit. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to rate them cynically. From the perspective of a guy in 2026 that just woke up and barely had a cup of coffee. D-. And that is being charitable. The song was absolutely forgettable, and I don't give a shit. Like, if you grew up with these songs, I can see that there's some sentimental value to it. I can see how they were pioneers in their field and they should be regarded as such. That being said, the song was just forgettable. Like, I dare you, if there's any Black Sabbath fan out there, hum the guitar solo to me. I'm sure you couldn't even make it out. It has no clear melody. It's just a scrambling blob of guitar strumming. Man, that was painful. D-. And that song had absolutely no right to be 8 minutes long, by the way. The next song is called Paranoid, same name as the album. High hopes going into this one. 2 minutes something, almost 3 minutes. I'm looking forward to something shorter, something punchier, It's nice if people don't drag out their songs unnecessarily. that was way better. That was way better than the song before. You know, through some YouTube shorts and whatever, I actually saw some Ozzy Osbourne clips, and for some reason, and I have a suspicion why, he had the tendency to layer his vocals in a way that he sounds like 1,000 angry bees. Um, I like that one a lot more. You know, this one really shows me that Ozzy Osbourne wasn't a very good singer. Like, they were pioneers. Let's celebrate them for what they were. You know, he was a great pioneer. He had great humanitarian messages. He seemed like a very sweet person, but my God, these vocals. What do you want to hear from me? He's not a good singer. Like, he's interesting, and you know, this is what it's all about. It's about entertainment. It's about being interesting. There are a billion of good singers on Instagram. Who gives a shit about them? No one knows their names. They're not interesting. They're not entertaining at all. They just have skills. Like, and Ozzy Osbourne seemed very fascinating. You know, being like totally drugged all the time, being unintentionally hilarious, and being a pioneer in a new genre of music all at the same time. You know, you can see where his popularity came from. But yeah, man, these vocals aren't it. The layering of the vocals makes his singing style more interesting. It sticks out, and you don't notice his singing as much. This is my theory. I like that song though. That is cool. That was a B for me. It was a cool song. The next song is called Planet Caravan. It sounds pretty fantasy-like. I don't know if they were fantasy inspired. You know, the first song, what was it called again? Luke's Wall. I don't know if that is a Star Wars reference. I have no idea when Star Wars came out. I'm from the 90s. Did the original Star Wars movies came out in the 70s? I have no idea. How old was Mark Hamill during that movie? I guess he was around 20, beginning of his 20s, and he's relatively old today, so, you know, maybe. But now we're about Planet Caravan. Let's take a listen. It definitely sounded otherworldly, like with the synthy sounds they had back then. It was very atmospheric, which I really didn't enjoy. But you know, it seems almost psychedelic, which, if I think about it, makes sense considering it came out in the 70s. You know, during all that hippie craze. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's not for me. I'm starting to feel like, you know, I was going into this with wrong expectations. I was ready to hear some, you know, raw and aggressive metal. But I feel like this is not really what Black Sabbath is about, is it? Maybe this music is really, you know, for their time period, a little bit more aggressive psychedelic music. Maybe this is what Black Sabbath is about. I feel like the music was created in a way that you need to be high to really get the most of it. Maybe I listen to another Black Sabbath album when I actually have some weed on me, and then we'll see. Maybe their music will hit entirely different. I'm not a weed person. The last time I tried, I got incredibly paranoid. So maybe that's what it's about. Maybe that's why the album is called that. Maybe I actually have to smoke some weed. I'm rating these songs too soberly. The song was a complete snooze fest, man. I don't know. C-. Next song is Iron Man. Sounds like a song David Hasselhoff could have made. But, you know, let's take a listen. Let's see what Iron Man is about. That was wild. I'm more and more certain that you need to be high to enjoy this kind of music. I was at the halfway mark of the song, and I felt like I was listening to a song that has already run over 10 minutes. It's the BPM, they're at like 60 BPM. The song is so slow. Oh my god. I feel like if you're high and the world around you starts to become slower, you might actually get to listen to the song in the BPM that it was actually composed in. Because if you listen to it sober, then it drags out so much. There were actually two sections that were faster. I feel like if you actually were high during these sections, you get a heart attack just by how fast everything becomes all of a sudden. But yeah, I don't know. Psychedelic music is not for me. I never really got into the weed smoking culture. And that's being generous. The next song is called Electric Funeral. Alright, that sounds pretty futuristic and old as hell at the same time. Let's see what Electric Funeral is all about. The song is, again, almost 5 minutes long. It's, yeah, let's listen to it. Let's listen to it first. If you told me that you like the sound of another man kicking you in the balls, then you still have better music taste than whoever says Electric Funeral is their favorite song. This was excruciating to listen to. It was such a slogfest. Like, who would listen to this voluntarily? Well, me, I guess. But seriously, if you like your ears, if they are like your fifth favorite sensory organ, then please don't do this to yourself. Don't listen to this song. It was absolutely... I'm speechless. Jesus Christ. I feel like even drugs can save this song. Oh my god. The next song is 7 minutes long. Hand of Doom. Yeah. I'm seriously considering just skipping this one. I'm just so done. You know, something about Ozzy's vocals, his harmonies. You couldn't even call them harmonies. Like, he has background vocals, and the background vocals, they sing the exact same sentence in the exact same octave. They don't change anything. They don't use thirds, they don't use fifths. It's just the exact same notes. And he's singing them like thrice. This is what is creating this B sound. Seriously? You guys enjoy this? My god. And people say I'm crazy. I'm gonna give him credit for not using autotune, at least. Alright, let's listen to Hand of Doom. Jesus Christ. It's finally over. Jesus Christ. You know, it was kind of like 3 songs combined into one. If you got way too much time on your hands, then listen to Hand of Doom. Otherwise, you know, stay the hell away from it. They also had the habit of, you know, repeating the same line over and over and over and over and over. The melody is da dum da dum da dum doo dum dum da dum da dum da dum doo dum dum. Now, if I were to do this 7 minutes, be real, would you still watch this video? I don't think so. Jesus Christ. D+. The next song is called Rat Salad. Alright, sounds more like a punk song than anything, but I'm up for it because it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is, you know, which is very nice. I'm happy to listen to a short, punchy song after listening to that slog. You know, for a second, I heard the drums somewhere around the beginning of the song, and they were actually pretty fast tempo. It seemed very impressive from a technical standpoint. That being said, around the halfway mark, they started a drum solo. And this is a problem for me during the entire album. Like, sometimes less is more. The drum solo, it goes about a minute, and you're like, oh my god, are you finally done? How long are you going to keep this up? Yes, it's impressive. Yeah, so what? Who wants to listen to it? I do give it props though, because it's a short song and I didn't have to endure this monotonous, boring slogfest of random notes and drum beats longer than necessary. It was about 2 minutes 30. It felt like 8 minutes. You know, Ozzy Osbourne, if I'm going to see him, because I'm probably going to hell for giving him so bad ratings, where I'm gonna see him, most probably. He owes me 8 minutes now, at the least. It was nice that it was a shorter song and I didn't have to listen to it too much, so I'm going to give it a C-. This is the new standard. I'm just happy if the song is short. The next song is called Jack the Stripper and Fairies Wear Boots. That seemed to be 2 songs mushed together in one. I do give him props for calling the song Jack the Stripper. I love puns because I have a terrible taste of humor. The song is about 6 minutes something, but I'm looking forward to it very much because it's the last song on the album and then I'm finally done with this shit. Oh my god, okay. I can't do this anymore. I actually didn't listen to the entire track this time. Yeah, I'm not, you know what, I'm not even ashamed. If I gave you dog shit and you had to eat it, would you even have to eat the entire thing to realize it's disgusting? I can't do this anymore. You know, I was skipping forward and there was another drum solo. I can't do this anymore. Oh my god, Ozzy Osbourne is not for me. You know, I love him as a person. I love watching his shows. I love seeing his advertisements. He seems like a very sweet person. He seemed anyway. You know, I was sad when he passed away because he was such an interesting person. But from a musical standpoint, if you ignore the fact that they were some of the first metal singers to exist, you know, if they came out today, we have different standards today. You don't use a carriage to drive to work anymore either. Man, this it's painful. I'm so pissed that I had to listen to this shit. Sorry, man. If you enjoyed the song, you know, more power to you. He was a pioneer in metal, and I respect him for that. He's super funny. I like everything I saw about Ozzy Osbourne except for his music. If you ever try to make me listen to a Black Sabbath song in my life again, you better strap me to a chair and eat a bat or something. I need some form of entertainment. It can't be just the music. The last song, you know, from what I've heard, I give the song a D-. I rate the album overall a D-. And just because I like Ozzy Osbourne and he seems like a funny, sweet person, but other than that, man, don't waste your time listening to this stuff. You need to be like high out of your mind. Let's be real here for a second. If you don't agree with me, do you smoke weed? If your answer is yes, then you have no right. And you have no right to fight my criticism, okay? I want you to listen to the album sober. Stop smoking weed and listen to it again. And you'll feel exactly the same. Like all of us peasants who don't take drugs. You need something. You need something to listen to this stuff. So glad this is over. Catch you later.